Before we dive into today's episode, we want to give a gentle content warning. This episode includes open and honest conversations about anxiety and eating disorders. Our guest today, Stephanie Boster, will also be sharing her journey and her personal experiences. These are sensitive topics, and while our goal is to create a safe and supportive space, we understand it may not be the right time for everyone to listen. Please take care of yourself. It's okay to pause, skip, or come back when you're ready. We also want to be clear, we are not mental health professionals. We're simply sharing stories, our own and of our guests. We may not get everything perfect, and we're learning as we go. If you or someone you know is struggling, we encourage you to seek support from a licensed mental health provider or a trusted organization. You are not alone, and we are really grateful that you're here.
Hey, and welcome back to the Laughing Lounge, where we share our stories, laugh a lot, and sometimes cry just a little bit.
Tonight's episode is close to my heart. We're talking about anxiety, what it really looks like, how we cope, and how we still find joy in the chaos. We're honored to have a special guest. My sister-in-law, Stephanie Boster, is joining us to share her real and raw journey with anxiety.
So whether you're an overthinker, a panic scroller, or just someone who needs a hug right now, this one's for you.
Ange, you know her, I know her, but do they know her? No. Hey, Steph.
Hey. Before we get started, how about you tell the audience a little bit about yourself? So I'm Steph. I am currently in my master's degree at Carlo for psychology. I'm working with children, and I'm a dance teacher at night. I'm a dog mom, and I guess kind of newlywed, and an auntie to many children, and a sister to Stevie, my brother.
Okay. And I'm her favorite sister-in-law. So
I'm a sister.
I mean, still favorite. Before we dive into like the deep stuff, I want to ask you a little bit of questions. Disney questions. So who is your favorite Disney princess and why?
Aurora, because she is, I don't know why. I just always liked her. I think I've always liked her name and the prince in there is Stefan, and so it's close to my name. I don't know. This is my favorite movie, so she was always my favorite princess.
I like that. Which Disney villain do you secretly love?
I like Hades.
Explain why. Yeah.
He's so funny. I love him.
Why?
Because he's sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hate him.
Oh no.
You want to, but you can't.
He says what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah.
What Disney movie always makes you cry or laugh?
Cry would be Up, because it reminds me of my grandparents so bad. Because they had Alzheimer's and dementia and like their love story. So like it reminds me of my grandparents so bad. So I cry every time. Laugh. I like Tangled. My husband secretly loves Tangled. Yes, I know. So Tangled's hilarious. And Finn Rider's gorgeous, so I do not love Eugene.
Favorite part of that is Cast Iron Skillet.
Yes.
So throughout the podcast episode, we're just going to lighten the mood a little bit because there are going to be some heavy questions. So this is a safe space for you, for everybody who's listening, and we hope that this episode can help others. So you ready to dive in?
I am.
Okay.
All right. Can you share a little bit about your story? When did you first start experiencing anxiety?
I think looking back at life now, I've always had anxiety. As a child, I remember like running back and forth at my house when a storm was coming by, and my aunt who lived underneath us would like bang on the ceiling for us to stop running back and forth because it was so loud and annoying to her. But I was scared something bad was gonna happen to like me or my mom, or something was gonna happen to the house. And then it got to the point where someone at the pool one time was like, that's what a cloud looks like when a tornado is coming. So now I was terrified of tornadoes. So like I seen that cloud, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna die. So I would go with my mom everywhere because if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die with her. So I think that's where it started, but it didn't click that that's what anxiety was because back then it didn't. I mean, as a kid, it didn't make sense.
Yeah, and I feel like people didn't really acknowledge anxiety until recently.
Right.
Like it's a big thing now, and like I don't know, everybody has some anxiety.
Yeah. And also, like, when you're younger, a lot of people wouldn't put the term anxiety to it. They would say that it's fear.
Right.
Like, you're just scared or you're being dramatic. Yeah.
What does a normal day look like for you when anxiety is present?
So I feel like it's very rare when I don't have a day or a moment without anxiety. Like it's always there, at least at like a 3. So, I mean, I'll go about my normal day, doing work, hanging with my husband and the dogs, but I'll have like my chest is heavy or a heavy looming feeling over me, or I can't sit still, or I'm biting my lips, or I need to smell my hair or the inside of my shirt, and it just feels like something's not right, something's gonna happen, but I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And it could be nothing.
Yeah.
It's my brain making tricks on me for
Yeah.
sure, but and sometimes it ends up being something good too.
Yeah.
It's not always bad.
Yeah. I think that, especially like being in a space, especially like a space where you like work with children, like you have anxiety when you're around children anyway. Like I can speak on that, but it's different when you have to like pull yourself together for the children that you're taking care of because they have anxiety. And, I think your field is different than mine, but you help children with, behaviors. And sometimes those kiddos are experiencing the anxiety and they can't express that.
Right.
That's hard. What has your experiences with anxiety changed your day-to-day routine in relationships?
So I try to keep a routine. I love routine. I love structure. I need time by time. I need everything to start and end like when it's supposed to. I thrive on that. Like that's my thing. Like my wedding had to start on time. I was so particular about Bailey's wedding starting on time. Like she didn't care, but I cared. Like I had to. I was like, this is our schedule. And it's so cute because like my husband gets it now. So like we were at a wedding last month and Sean's like, here's your schedule of time and events because I know that that's how you thrive. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like you care. I love that. But I need that. I need to know what's happening next, even though it's like 14 days later, before.
Yeah, I get that.
But I also need to keep my schedule. So like I wake up every morning, I take my morning poop, like let the dogs out, work out, pack Sean's lunch, and then get myself ready for work, shower and whatnot. Like that's my normal thing. Like I need to do that. Like if I don't like something, I think something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
Later on down the road. I try to break it up and switch it up so I don't stick to it too much. So it doesn't become a ritual because then that gets a whole new thing. But yeah, I like schedules, I like timelines and knowing what's ahead and sticking to them. And people get that now. They make fun of me, but they appreciate it or not, but they deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, when we were prepping for the episode, I was telling Lo that I was like, as soon as we have these questions finalized, I'm going to give them to her so she is prepared. Just so you know like what to expect. But also being around you for 9 years, I see, what you mean now. Like, and what she also didn't share, guys, is she will also hand me a brush and sit right in front of me so I can brush her hair. But
So you work at a school, right? Is that school open year round or do you have summers off?
So I do a lot of summer camps and stuff behind the scenes during the summer, like paperwork and getting things prepared for the upcoming school year. Lesson plans for groups and classroom lessons and one-on-ones. So I like that because then I'm prepared for when we go back. And then I also teach dance, so it's nice because then I choreograph or I get ideas or I throw things at poor Uncle Jeffrey to do music stuff for me. So I'm ahead of the day. Like, I need to be ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. What does anxiety feel like for you? Like physically, mentally, emotionally?
So physically, usually it feels like I'm crawling out of my skin sometimes. Like I don't belong in my skin and I'm crawling out. I've had that happen a few times. Majority of the time, it literally feels like my chest is like I'm having a heart attack. And the best way to explain it is, if you know what my brother looks, I love my brother with all my heart. So if you know what Stevie looks like, he's bigger than me. It feels like Stevie's sitting on my chest and just bouncing on it like it's a trampoline. Like that's the best way to explain it. And I can't catch my breath. That's the worst form of it for me. Other times it's just, again, feeling like I don't belong. I'll get shaky. I'll start biting my lip. Mentally, it's like, you don't belong here. You're wrong. They're going to think you're stupid. Something's going to go bad. And then emotionally, it's just like, I'm drained. I'm done.
Yeah. I mean that it is, people who don't live with anxiety don't understand anxiety.
Yeah.
And I've said it multiple times, and I think that was one of the reasons I wanted to start this podcast anyway, because people who go through it, they know what it feels like, but anxiety to you feels different than anxiety to me. And one thing I will say is that when I feel like I can't process like what is happening, I tend to spiral to the point where like I literally feel like, one, I can't breathe. Two, that I feel like I'm like in a box and I can't find the doorknob to get out. We went to go see Inside Out 2 when it first came out. And I was like, okay, this anxiety character, like, it's me. Like, she had her luggage, she has her baggage, like, she, is true to herself. And then after the movie, we were on our way home, and I literally had a panic attack in the car. Don't know what triggered it. Don't know. Like, we were driving, we were like 2 minutes away from our apartment, and my chest got really really tight, and I like took the seatbelt off, opened up the door, and Steve was like, I don't know like how to help you. I was like, I don't know what triggered it, but also that same week I had a really rough week at work. So it's like, if I'm in my space, like I love what I do every day, but if there's a trigger there at my job, it ruins my whole day.
Yeah.
If I feel like things at home aren't the way I want them to be, or something feels off, I think about it all day. Yeah. So like, I get where you're coming from with that, but also it's like, do you want to talk to somebody about what you're going through, because you don't need a burden on somebody else?
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like now, I mean, I should have known this for years, but I go to you about a lot of where my anxiety stems from. And some of it is just like, I just need a vent session for a second, and I just need you to be like, okay, like, are you good? You're fine. Then other times it's like, calm down for a second. And like you said about Sean, like Steve now knows that if I am quiet, it doesn't mean that I'm mad at you, right? Or like upset, or you did something. I just need like a minute to just get my life together, because I don't want to project that onto you. Yeah. Yeah. Also, I do think that when you have a village, like your significant other, or like your best friend, or your parents who understand that, we can say that it's easier, but it's also kind of not, because you also don't want to burden them with it. You know what I mean? What does a normal day look like when you're at work? Like if you were to have an anxiety, like if you had, like your anxiety was heightened.
No, that's a great question. So I went into work one day, and it's 7:30 in the morning. Kids are starting to come in for book bag checks, and I'm starting to check a book bag, and all of a sudden I get that chest pain. Like, again, my brother's jumping on my chest. My stomach is queasy. I can't breathe. And I just crouched down, and I'm smelling the inside of my shirt while kids are walking past, and everyone, are you good? Are you good? I just need you not to talk to me. Like, but let me smell my shirt. It's going to pass. It's going to take, it could take 2 minutes. It could take 45 minutes. It's going to go away eventually, but I need to get through it. So that's happened multiple times throughout the day, through me throughout the week. It's happened. But just even the one principal was like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" I just need to smell my shirt. That's what I have to do. Or sit in my office and like hug on the wall and smell my shirt or my hair because that's what helps me. And then I just get through it and keep going.
Yeah. And it's like weird whenever you go through those things at work. Like my old center that I was at before, like I had my own office space, so I had to like close my door. Like my center I'm at now, like I share office space. So like if I do need a moment out of the building, I go and watch the parking lot. Or I just like hide behind like the pillar of brick wall. Like if I need to have a mental breakdown, like I'll just do it so nobody can see me have one. But also like anything that is changing, right? Like I don't know if it's for you, but like for me, like I moved from one center that I was at for 2 years and I moved to another one and I cried about it.
Oh, I hate changes. I hate changes so bad. So bad.
And like as much as you can be prepared for, like I know that it's coming. I know that it's coming. Do we know that it's going to change our mindset? No. I'm still going to spiral about it. I'm still going to be upset about it, and I'm still going to have anxiety about it. Is there anything that you could tell your younger self now?
Talk to someone. My mom is very open, and Joanne is a party. I always like to say that you just don't know what type of party she's going to be. But she's very supportive, and I wish I would have talked to her more about things, because she would have helped me in any way I could have been helped. I wish I was more open about like other situations that like we'll probably get into after this, like with like Bailey and like Cheyenne, because I could have been helped sooner. Or even with Stevie, because Stevie gets a lot of the things that I go through or I have gone through. I wish I would have talked to, like, those are my 4 core people. I wish I would have talked to them more about it.
Yeah, and like, I say like those people are considered like your lifeline.
Yeah.
Like, when we were prepping the podcast, yesterday we were prepping your cards and Steve was saying like, I'm really proud of, he was saying he was proud of you for even talking about the questions that we asked you.
Yeah.
Because he knows that you've been through a lot. And he was like, if anybody can talk about their experience with anxiety, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, she might, be nervous, but she's prepared. You give her questions. Like, he would give us a whole list of things, the pre-show list for you, because he knows how you are.
Listen, Bailey, Stevie, Cheyenne, and me like the back of my hand. They can tell you everything you need in different chapters, and you'll be well prepared for me.
Yeah. It's nice to have people like that.
Yeah.
For sure. And also, just to add to when we were, talking about the podcast too, as much as I think that Steve and Zach don't pay attention to like what we talk about and like what we say, Zach knows whenever a trigger comes for me. And I think that is like insane because even though like he's one of our best friends, like you wouldn't think that the guy on the other side would be like, oh yeah, I know that she's triggered. Like I know that she's about to have like crash out.
My father-in-law's picking up on my stuff too. Like, wow. And I love that because not only am I just your daughter-in-law, but like you treat me like your daughter and like you care for me like that. And I mean, I've been with the family for 15 years and you are picking up on the triggers that I have, which I love because like, are you good? Do you need anything? You want to take a walk?
Yeah.
I'll take a walk with you. Once games. And I love that because not many people can do that. I couldn't do it. Yeah. I'm shy.
Yeah.
I'm not Joanne. I'm
Tony's daughter. Anybody. Yeah.
I'm Tony's daughter through and through. I'm not Joanne's.
So the anxiety is high.
Yes.
Yeah. And that it's funny because when I first, when me and Steve first started dating, I think that mom didn't know, like, why I was like so quiet at first and like anxiety, like, but I didn't share that. You know what I mean? Like now she knows if like we're at the dinner table and I'm quiet, she's like, "You all right?" I was like, "I literally just had a long day. Like I'm fine." Or Steve was like, "She's about to crash out," so she's like, "Go out there and talk to mom." And I'm like, fine about it. I was like, you don't want to bring in, I wouldn't say your baggage, but like your BS.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I feel like a burden, pretty much.
but it's like, it might be burdens to us, but like if somebody can help you,
Right.
right? Like she had to learn, like Lauren had to learn like what those look like for me, especially in like a workspace. Like I have to keep it together. Like outside my brain, like I gotta keep it together. Because if I crash out in front of these parents, they're gonna think that I need to be checked into the mental hospital. But I promise that I just need to like get it out. Once it's out, I'm fine.
And it's great to have those people that work with you that you're close with. Like I have a colleague that she is one of my closest friends now, inside and outside the building, and she knows my triggers too.
Yeah.
And it's great because she'll be like, just go in your room or go in my room. I'll take care of this.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So that's nice to have that person that you work with.
Yeah, like when I had like my old assistant director that I had, like she had, you know, her anxiety and I had mine, so we were able to like cope together. Like going into a new space, my assistant director now, like God bless her because she knows like if I'm quiet, she's like, "Are you all right? Like, are you sure you're all right?" Like people who take the time to make sure that you're okay and not just going about their day. A lot of people don't have that, and a lot of people don't have someone like Bailey for you, like, "You all right? Like, is there something that we need to talk about?" And a lot of the things that people with anxiety are fearful of is that if you hone in on somebody, talk to somebody, they're worried that they will be judged for what they talk about.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be with people that you find that are safe.
Yeah.
That wouldn't go to the next person and be like, "Stephanie's going through X, Y, and Z."
Right.
Do you remember your first panic attack or moment you realized, okay, this is more or bigger than stress?
For sure. So I was working at the Children's Institute at the time as a para, and for a couple of weeks I was getting like those chest pains, but they would just come and go. And I was like, this is weird. But, you know, it was going away. And then I was talking to the teacher at the time, and she was like, that's not normal stuff. That's not good. And then it stayed persistent that day, and then I couldn't breathe. So they ended up calling the nurse down, and I ended up getting sent to the hospital from there. And thankfully, my cousin Dave picked up my dad, and they met me there, and they were like, "You're having a panic attack." Couldn't tell you why. I don't know, but that was my first one.
Wow. That's scary.
Yeah.
Especially like, do you never know, like, if somebody says, I think I'm having a heart attack, but like you go in and it's like, no, it's actually a panic attack. And that's scary that like sometimes what a heart attack feels like, a panic attack can feel like. And I think that there's sometimes where I feel like, I don't think my chest hurts first. I think that I get like a little bit of a headache. And I'm like, that headache, is it stress induced? Or is it because maybe I didn't drink enough caffeine? But I know if it goes on for like more than like an hour or two, I know that after my headache, this is what happens next, and then this is what happens next. Or I just feel like I have like a stomach ache. Or like, it might sound crazy, but like when my mom and dad are not home, even though I'm like a grown ass adult, when my mom and dad are not home, I get anxiety. And I'm talking like not like at work, like if they're going on a trip. And I'm like, okay, well, I know that they need to do things for themselves, but like I am a mommy's girl through and through. So like even if she talks to me every day, like I need to make sure that like my routine, I need to talk to you every day. I need to make sure that I hear your voice every day, because if I don't, then I'm like, okay, are you okay? But I mean, it's not like that with my siblings still. I mean, I text them and stuff, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Are there any specific triggers that you've identified over the past couple of years?
I feel like I can't say a bunch of specific triggers.
Say that word either.
Yeah, it's usually because I
Yeah,
specific.
I'm the same way, though. I can't say it either.
Yeah, specific. But like being at social gatherings, if I don't know nobody, that makes me anxious. Timelines. I'm trying to think of what else. New places. Not being well prepared, I guess, for some things. But sometimes they just come out of the blue. I could have one for no reason whatsoever. I had one at work the other day for no reason.
What are your coping strategies?
So I will smell the inside of my shirt for 100%. That's the first one, or my hair. I I need to sleep with my heating pad. That is my best friend. It's also my dog's best friend. And I got Hannah, so, well, Hannah was my dad's dog, but then she was my anxiety pet, but now she also has anxiety. So, it works out. But my heating pad, smelling my shirt, my hair, those are like my number 3. Taking a hot bath, I don't care what you say about baths. Like, I need a hot bath with a nice bath bomb, with like Gilmore Girls playing, my comfort shows, Gilmore Girls, wrestling, Harry Potter, like on repeat, because I know what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to watch it, but I just need the background.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone to play with my hair. I will give you a brush in a heartbeat. You know that. Here's a brush my hair. I sit there for 14 hours, and I just need someone to play with my hair. Like, those are my main things. It's to the point where, like, Sean will now just, like, try to pet my head like a dog. Just like, are you feeling better? Is this better? Well, not really, but it's the thought that counts.
I call them hyperfixations. Like, we were talking to the boys yesterday. I was like, wait, how about we just like watch Love Island? Because like I don't want to watch anything new. They were trying to watch like a movie. I'm like, no. How about we watch like season 6 of Love Island? Not season 7 because it was trash.
Yeah.
But season 6 of Love Island. I said, I will even deal with your commentary, but I just need to. They're like, no. So how has anxiety? I mean, we talked about it, but like, how has it affected work, social life, self-esteem?
I mean, work-wise, I don't like doing public speaking because I don't want people thinking I'm stupid, right? That's my biggest thing is they're going to think I'm stupid. So like I had to do a PD last year and I'm holding on to the mic for dear life. And I thought I'd peep out. It's like, I talked like this in front of the mic, which is crazy because like, if you talk to me like this, like you think, oh, she's, normal. No, like I cried during this presentation. Socially, like, we had that wedding and Sean's out there living his best life and I'm in the corner just sipping on some juice. Like I'm scared. And I'm a dance teacher. Like I should be out there living my best life, but I don't want to be judged. Like that's my whole thing. I don't want people to judge me.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I also don't care. So it's like a double win. Like I don't care about your opinion, but I also don't want to be judged. So I mean, it's a hard self-esteem wise. It's like some days I look at you like, oh, you're a baddie, okay. But that's like 20% of the time. The other 80% you're like, oh, you're the Grinch. Okay, Shrek. Like, go back to your songs. Like, this is how I'm thinking. Like, get it together.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's how my brain works. It's not so good.
I like how you like touched on like you care, but like you don't care.
Yeah.
Like I can be very confrontational, but don't let the anxiety be first because I will cry. Like I will like spiral about anything.
I'm a sensitive Sally. I will. If I need confrontation, I call Bailey or Cheyenne. Like I don't like being mean. I don't think unless it's to Stevie. Or Tubby, my godson, but he starts it. Let's be honest with you. But like my heart's full. Like I'm a caring person. I'm overly empathetic, and I think that's my problem. Like I care too much, even for like. Okay, I say Sarah, but like I care too much. You know what I mean? Like I do, but like I don't. If I need to be, I don't like being mean.
Yeah.
Like even to my brother, like I don't like being mean to you, but like you don't listen.
I mean, I feel like siblings are a little bit different, right? But like, it is a little bit different.
I don't like being mean to kids that like when kids are bad at work and like the counselor would be like, Stephanie, come on, put the hammer down. Sit down, please. Come on.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Like I just find it funny because she's not confrontational at all. Like she will like, no, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm like, tell them to call me because I'll do it. If it's like anything that has to deal with my mom or anything about my family, like I'll be confrontational. Don't let that anxiety like step right here because I'm just gonna cry or I'll call you or Bailey and be like, this is what happened and I just need somebody to just yell at them. Or if I'm at work and there was an incident where I had a parent upset about something and I'm like, okay, I have to be professional. on the professional side, so you can't let anything step in between that. And I was like, okay, all this adrenaline is heightened, and like the parent is always right, the customer is always right. And then after the conversation, I was like, if we were anywhere else, that would have been handled like completely different.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a situation where you feel like somebody that you love can't defend themselves. And I cannot handle when things get loud and somebody's arguing. Like, I will literally like shudder. Like, I can't handle it. But if it's like my brother or my mom is in this situation, I'm going to be the one that fights tooth and nail for you.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think about movie work then. Do you still think there's a stigma around mental health, especially anxiety?
Oh yeah. I mean, some people don't believe in it, and that's your preference. Like, you don't have to. Some people say it's in your brain. Yeah, I mean, it is. It's something like that. Everyone's different. So and there's a stigma that it's not real. It is real. It's up to the person. Like, believe what you want to believe. I have anxiety, so I mean, as long as you don't dismiss how I feel, I don't care what you're.
Right. Like,
Believe what you want to believe. Just don't dismiss how I feel.
right. Like, you can have your opinions.
Yeah.
Don't make somebody feel like they don't.
I think in schools it's becoming more open, and doing work with mental behavioral health with children, it's becoming more open. So it's good to see that in schools.
Yeah.
But there's more support for that.
We just want to touch on this too. Like, it was just a situation that just happened recently with my oldest nephew. He went to Philly with my older sister just for the summer, like for 2 weeks for the summer. And like, I noticed that he would like bite his nails or like do like little inkling things. And I'd be like, buddy, like, stop biting your nails. Like, I'm talking like all the way down to the nub. And then like we realized that he like plays with, like, he would play with the top of his hair. And he went to go get his hair cut. And then went to go cut his hair. You could tell like he would like scratch at it and stuff like that. So I think that was a realization for not only me and my mom, but my older sister. Like, he has anxiety too. He doesn't voice that because he doesn't know what that feels like. Like, when he shuts down or he gets super quiet, like, I know what that means. Like, I had it whenever I was younger. Maybe not as young as him, but I always want to make sure that my nieces and nephews always have a safe space if they need to come to me about absolutely anything. Yeah. And he's my OG. Like, he was my first nephew, and I feel like him being away for those 2 weeks might have helped that, like, might have healed something in that, because he was with my sister. He was the only kiddo there. Like, he was able to be a child, but it was really emotional to see, like, the middle of his head, right? Like, and they did have to cut his hair low. So after talking to, my mom and my sister, I was like, maybe this is something that we might need to do regularly. Like, summers, like, maybe go there, or maybe just have him spend some time when he's not with his younger siblings, because maybe he just needs a space to be with kids his age. And also, like, it kind of helps that, Steve steps in to be the fun uncle, if you want to call him, because Bubba is really close with him. Yeah. Like, he tells Steve more things than he tells me. And, like, I don't try to budge that, but it's just talking about, like, the anxiety in school. I wish that his school had something like that.
Yeah.
Like, they have, like, parents and they have therapists that come in there, but it's not what it should be. I feel like there should be more for kiddos that go through things like that. What advice would you give someone that was struggling with anxiety?
Talk to somebody. Talk to anybody. Find a therapist, a priest, a pastor, a friend, whoever's going to listen to you and validate your feelings. Talk to them. That's the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah. And I think that too, that I used to journal, and I was telling Will, I was like, the journaling just didn't help me anymore. Like, I could feel 4 or 5 notebooks, and I'm like, maybe I should be in Western Psych with all these thoughts that are going on here. But it was like, what else can I do? And then you try like the anxiety coloring like books, like, that didn't work for me. Listening to, podcasts, I was like, oh, I can get with this. And then hearing about, like, when I go on TikTok, when I say, like, I deep dive into like, I'll get a hashtag and another hashtag and I don't know where I end up, but that's why I decided that maybe we should start a podcast, because there aren't a lot of podcasts that stem from mental health and anxiety and like what that looks like, what people go through, and having an outlet like this, like we said last episode, this could be our digital journal about all the things that we feel. And also deep diving on TikTok, I didn't know that the percentages of mental health is more in men than it is in women, and I didn't know that. What is your favorite childhood memory?
I think my favorite childhood memory would probably be hanging out with my grandma at her house and just having her make she would make me and Stevie these dinosaur chicken nuggets and French fries, and it was just so nice because she loved us with all of her heart. And I mean, I was the only granddaughter, and Stevie was the youngest grandson on that side of the family, and she would do anything for us. So that's probably my favorite thing, just spending time with her at her house and smelling all the smells and the dinosaur nuggets, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like grandparents are like, you have to cherish them. Like, literally. Like, my grandma, my nana, like, all of her grandkids, she has a lot of grandkids, but like, she only has like, I think five granddaughters and the rest are boys. So it's like, I told my cousin, I was like, we have to do better. Like, we have to do better, like, going to see her. Like, yes, our work schedules are busy, but like, we have to find time. Yeah, just to spend time with her. Like, phone calls here and there, but like, she just wants us to be like present. You know what I mean? And if there's a Saturday that we can go and just pop up there, like we popped up on her a couple times, and she likes stuff like that. But I feel like if my grandfather was still here, like my dad's father, I think that not only would he be like that great supportive system, but I think that I always say, like, if he was here, he would help me navigate more through what I go through every day. And that's kind of a hard reality to talk about because he's been gone since 2009. So it's like, if he was here, I think that maybe I could have handled this different. Right. If he was here, maybe he would have said X, Y, and Z to me, and maybe I would not go into a spiral. Especially whenever you're so used to doing something. Like, we would visit him every summer. And once that's the first year it stopped, I'm like, okay, this is not how it was supposed to be. Right. And maybe, they always say like everything happens for a reason, but like there's some things that you're like, okay, I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah. So maybe like at that age when he did pass away, I probably did have anxiety, but he would keep us so occupied that I would have never known. Like when we were in Ohio, it might sound crazy, but I feel like I never had it. And then we would come back home and I'm like, okay, well, now my life is back in shambles because I think he might have silently noticed, but didn't say anything. Yeah. How did your experience with anxiety relate to or lead into your struggles with food and body image?
Into it. I've always had issues with my body image and how I felt about myself and my body. So I was always the bigger cousin, the bigger friend, and stuff like that. And so with that comes the anxiety, like, they're going to talk about you. You're bigger than everyone else. And I remember, again, being the bigger friend out of everybody, going to a birthday party, and mind you, again, mind you, I'm the bigger friend. I'm on this, like, one of those outdoor swings, and it's me and another girl, and all of a sudden the swing breaks from the porch, and she's like, oh, that's my fault because I'm bigger. Or on top of a bunk bed, and again, you're the bigger one, and the bunk bed collapses. And you're like, oh, it's my fault because I'm the bigger one. And looking back, like, no, it's not your fault. Like, you were not even that big. But, like, at 10, 12 years old, you're like, you felt like that. So it made you anxious to eat. around everybody, or to feel like you're hungry, or to dress a certain way to try to fit in with everyone. And so that, and with family inputs, it just led into a downhill spiral with my eating disorder and body dysmorphia. Yeah.
Did you notice, like, when did you first start to notice, like, patterns around, like, eating or, like, self-image?
Well, I had a family member who would make fun of my weight or make comments about, like, you're bigger than everybody else. In my community, we were always the bigger family members. We stuck out from everybody else. So I remember in like ninth grade, I'm drinking one Sunflash shake. That's what they had, the can. So I'm drinking one Sunflash shake can a day. And then I would go home and do like a wee workout and then weigh myself and do that for a long time. And then occasionally I would then, I read a book and it talked about purging. And I was like, oh, you can get away with weight faster doing that. Cool. I can have 2 plates of spaghetti and not feel guilty because I can just throw it back up. So that's how that all started.
Were there specific pressures? Social media, I know you talk about family, but outside of that, like, did anything else contribute to that?
I don't think social media was the biggest thing for me. I think now it's body positivity everywhere you go, so it's not a big of a deal. But I think back then it was more so like family. That was a trigger than anything else.
Yeah. I think that I've already looked good, so I think that, everything that you went through, like, you turned it into like a positive thing too. Like, you wanted to do things for yourself.
Yeah.
But also, like, I didn't know all this, so I'm like, I don't know. I just feel bad. I don't know. I feel like people who go through that shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially the people who would do anything for anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Right. And it's just a reminder to be kind to everybody because you don't know their story.
We don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
Especially mentally. Like, those comments, they might not have thought that saying it might have done anything. But
I mean, my grandma made some really mean comments at one point, and she knew what she was saying. But I think, mind you, we squashed things out before her departure in life, and I learned after a while from Lorelai Gilmore to just make fun of my grandma. That way I don't take anything personally after that day. Because I went into the bathroom and I cried my eyes out because that day my grandma literally said, well, she is fat. And I wasn't that. Like, looking at pictures now, I was like, dude, that's normal. But I cried my whole heart out. Bailey was with me in the bathroom. We were at a graduation party. And after that, I feel like I just took it to an extreme level. But with my grandmother, I took my eating disorder to an extreme level after that. But with my grandma, I took tips from Lorelai Gilmore, thinking about it now that I'm just kind of like light of you. And before her departure, we became closer. We did. She loved to hate me and hated to love me. But, like, she did love me deep down inside of her.
So she felt it was easier corn.
Yeah, personally. Yeah. I'm going to just tell the story. Okay, so my grandma never let me take her anywhere, and I would offer her all the time. So she finally let me take her to the doctor's appointment. And I was like, do you need help getting in my car? She's like, no, I don't need help getting into your car. And I was like, okay. So I opened the door for her, and she just fell straight under. And it took 3 of us to get her up. And then we had to spend the whole day at the hospital, which was good because she had to go anyways. Yeah. There was something before the fall that was wrong. So it was a good thing she fell. She never lived with you again. She never went with me anywhere again. Yeah. Our booty friend.
Big booty friend.
Oh my goodness. Let me try again. What does recovery look like for you? Is it ongoing?
I don't think I'll ever be fully out of recovery. I think it's always going to be a struggle for me. Because it's something I just started opening up and talking to people about my eating disorder, right? So like the first person I ever talked to about was my brother, and that was just because I was mad about someone at Plasma for saying something unkind to me about fatty cell tissue, something and it just made me mad. And so I called Stevie and I was like, you don't talk to people with eating disorders? And he was like, what? And then after that, I started becoming more open about it. And then there's times that I want to go and just throw up or take a bunch of laxatives to get rid of it, but I took it. We went and got tattoos last October maybe, and I got the eating disorder recovery symbol on my hand as a reminder that if I go to try to purge, that I don't have to, right? That like I can do this. I am strong enough that I don't have to do this, and I haven't since the new year started. So it's the longest I've ever gone without doing anything. So it's yeah.
I mean, I think recovery is like ongoing regardless. You know,
Yeah.
You go through it every day.
Yeah. Honestly, like you gotta celebrate the little wins.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you are bettering yourself every little thing. It might seem little to somebody else, but like to you personally, it's a big step.
Yeah.
Are there any moments of breakthrough or support that made a difference in your healing?
I think being open about it. Talking to, like I said, Stevie was the first person I told. Cheyenne, like when I talked to her about it, she said, I knew, but I just didn't want to say anything. I was waiting for you to tell me. We talked about it, but my mom was surprised by it. Like she didn't know. I think I didn't want people to know when it was happening, but I was doing someone would just notice maybe. I told my husband when we moved in, and they're supportive. Everyone's been supportive, and it is hard for, I guess, people to understand about it because you don't go through it or you don't know why someone would do that. But everyone's been there for me, so I have a good support system, luckily.
How do you balance being kind to yourself while still trying to grow and heal?
I think that's the hardest thing is to be kind to myself. I think that's something I struggle with every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that's I'm working on.
And what's your emergency toolkit when things start spiraling?
I'll call, Stevie or Bailey. Again, that tattoo on my hand was a great thing that we did. It was a great reminder that I don't have to self-harm myself by purging. So I think that was one of the greatest things we did.
What would you say to someone who is silently struggling right now with anxiety or an eating disorder?
You don't have to do it alone. You can talk to someone. Talk to anybody. That's why I became so open about my eating disorder, because I don't want people to have to suffer in silence. I wanted to be there in case someone wanted to talk to someone about it, because it's not easy to talk about. And thankfully, my eating disorder wasn't maybe as severe as someone else's. but there's probably a girl out there like me or a guy out there like me who's gone through the same thing or is going through the same thing. And so I talk to somebody because there's someone else out there like you, and there's someone out there that will help support you because you don't have to do it alone.
I love that. How can friends or family best support someone going through challenges?
I think just being there, validating them. Sometimes having no words is the best words. And so, like, if I want an empathetic response, I'll talk to Bailey or Cheyenne, Stevie. If I want, what's the word for it? If I want someone to give me an actual answer with reasoning and whatnot, I'll talk to Sean about it, because if I just want to whine and cry about it, he's the person. He'll give me some logical answer and like, well, you were technically in the wrong stuff. No, it's not what I need. I need you just to show up and listen to me. So, knowing who your people are to talk to, like, have your support system, and being a supporter, just listen, validate them, know when to just listen, and know when to get those logical answers.
Do you have any books, podcasts, TV shows, resources that help you? And then would you recommend any?
I don't have anything. I can tell you a book not to read, because that's where I learned everything of self-harm, like of purging and what not to do. But I honestly just navigate everything on my own by talking to people after a while.
All right, we're gonna have a little break, have a little fun moment to end this. What is one small joy that helps ground you in tough moments?
Probably the dogs. My dogs are my children. I don't have human people children. I have dog children, so they are my pride and joy. So those are my everything.
Mm-hmm. And finish the sentence. I most likely feel myself when
I'm wearing an oversized sweatshirt and biker shorts and sneakers and socks, and it's 60 degrees outside and it's raining, and I got pumpkin spice latte in my hand, watching a comfort show, and a nice thunderstorm's rolling in. Or I'm at Disney. That's on Disney. It's exactly things.
All right, Disney questions. Would you rather? Would you rather have Genie's 3 wishes or Elsa's ice power?
Genie's 3 wishes.
Would you rather spend the day with Timon and Pumbaa or Olaf? That's a hard one.
Both.
Right?
You can't pick both. Let's take Timon and Pumbaa. I'll go with the classic. Pumbaa's hilarious.
Yeah. Would you rather? Would you rather be a part of the Toy Story game or character in Monsters Inc? Everything's coming.
Yeah, if I could be a Toy Story, I could be a Barbie. So maybe Toy Story.
Yes. What's your earliest Disney memory?
I would watch. My dad would get up at like 4:00 in the morning for work, and so I would get up and watch The Little Mermaid. That's when there was like a TV show too at the time of Disney. So I would get up and watch Little Mermaid at 4 a.m. with them until he went to work.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Disney song? Oh, did you have a favorite Disney song growing up? And is it still your favorite song?
I love all Disney music, to be honest. When You Wish Upon a Star is probably a classic because it feels like home to me.
Yes. If you could live in any Disney movie world, which one would it be?
I am kidding.
Yep. They're just so fun.
Yeah.
Live in them.
What's the most underrated Disney movie in your opinion?
Underrated Disney movie. If we go classics, I don't know if Anastasia is considered Disney. Is she considered Disney? I would say Anastasia if we're considering her Disney, because that's a movie. If we're going like early 2000s, Xenon is a classic. That
This is
can't
my
be
other
beat. Yeah.
If you could switch lives with any Disney character for a day, who would it be and why?
I kind of like Meg from Hercules because she's a baddie. I like to call myself these days, I might be a damsel in distress. Like I'm a damsel and I'm in distress, right? Like Meg, but I'm not a damsel in distress. A little difference.
What is your favorite ride or magical moment that you experienced at Disney?
Ooh, yes. So one of the favorite thing, it's two completely different timelines. So one time we took my brother on Tower of Terror, and Stevie's again a big girl fella, and he held on to me for dearly, like I was going to save him, like we were both going to die. The other one we just went recently, we took Tubby and Braden on Tower of Terror, and I thought Tubby was going to take Bailey's seatbelt off because his hand was on her buckle. Braden also passed out on Mount Everest on the way back, and I thought it killed him. So, and Tubby also cried on Haunted Mansion. So I think that's probably why he hates me these days. I'm probably terrified him from Disney. But these are all magical moments. But I also think one of my favorite one is like seeing the fireworks at Disney and just like Sean standing right next to me because he hates Disney, but he liked the fireworks. So that was like a cute little moment too.
The fireworks are the best. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, Dia was not impressed by any rides.
Or no, she didn't like the spinny one. She cried.
Yeah, it was the only ride she cried on, but she was not impressed by any of the rides she rode. She was a gangster.
so I'm going to ask a rapid Disney question.
Jesus.
Mickey or Donald?
Donald.
Ariel or Moana?
Ariel.
Zootopia or Kanto?
Zootopia.
Ooh. Magic carpet or Cinderella's carriage?
Cinderella's carriage.
Circle of life or let it go?
Circle of life.
Is there anything else you want to share? Any fun facts that you have?
I don't think so. No, this was fun.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here, and I appreciate it. And I did not cry, so.
Thank you to my beautiful sister-in-law for sharing so openly. You are strong, funny, and everything we needed today.
And if you're listening and living with anxiety, please know you're not alone. You're not weird. You're wonderfully human.
Follow us at the Laughing Lounge and DM us some of your coping hacks. We're always down to learn and laugh through it all.
Until next Saturday, take care of your mind, be kind to yourself, and keep laughing, even on the anxious days.
See you next week in the Laughing Lounge.